Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It is Sunday morning, and look, we're in the car. I still have the crutches. They're my arch nemesis. We are on our way to church. We're getting coffee right now. Luke and I need our coffee.
Well, we just had breakfast. And
yeah, we did.
Because we were on the way to church and we were late for the early service, so we decided to stop for breakfast and go to the late service.
It's daylight savings, people.
Oh, it's daylight savings. That's why it felt so early this morning.
Is that clock right?
Yeah, it is.
I got scared that we were late for second service.
No, our phone.
Okay.
The phone says 10:45.
Okay. Yeah, it's daylight savings, so
that would be funny if we missed church all the way.
So we were driving, like Luke said, to first service, and we were running so late. We just said, "Forget it. We'll just stop and have breakfast."
So we had a bunch of coffee at breakfast, but we need to kill
more.
a little bit more time, so we're getting more coffee.
I need coffee too. So
we only let Kenya have coffee like 2 or 3 times a week, but she's gonna get coffee anyway. So we're getting coffee and headed to second service now, and it's sunny. It's a beautiful, not warm, sunny day here. We are over winter. How many of you out there are over winter where you're at? We are.
Morning. Apple papers, and I don't need a drink tray after all, probably.
Don't need a drink tray?
Sorry, no.
I didn't need a drink tray. Sorry.
I said yes, sorry. My bad.
I'm officially over winter. And I am ready for spring.
It's 39 out.
It said it's going to get to 46 degrees out today.
I am ready for spring and warmer weather and walking on 2 feet.
Spring means new beginning, Mom.
Yes, I am done with this.
She's ready for a new beginning of an ankle.
Oh. No, I do not want to go through that again.
Ankle replacement?
I've gone through. They do. The person that I go to, she's one of the only ones in the country that has done ankle replacements.
Oh, that's weird.
I know, but I've already gone through a knee replacement, so I don't want to go through an ankle replacement. I'm not ready for that yet. Off to church and then see where the day takes us. I have a feeling we are going to go home and get ready for St. Patrick's Day.
Wait, we have some big news to share.
Oh, we do.
So,
okay.
We got some really good news last night. We got an email that we've been waiting for a very long time, and that email was from YouTube, and that email was telling us that our YouTube channel has officially been monetized.
Ah!
So for those of you who had to watch an ad before seeing this particular show, this particular episode, then sorry for that, but thank you for that.
Yes, thank you guys.
It's nice to kind of see this turn into something a little bit more official than it has been. We didn't set out to do that in the first place. We were actually kind of surprised when we started getting to the point where we were meeting the requirements for the for monetization so soon, and a lot of that is because our family's channel, Our Tribe of Many, talked about us, and so we got a lot of you who came over to us from there, and so we're appreciative of that. But we do this so that we can have these videos one day and you know, down the road and look at them and watch them with our kids and our maybe grandkids one day and all that stuff. So it's just been pretty cool to see what it's turned into. So thank you for all of those of you who came over from our tribe. Thank you for those of you who found us in other ways and for watching all the time. We just really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been a cool couple months, and we're gonna keep doing it.
Yes. And with that being said, we are so thankful for all of you who watch our videos, but also all of you who comment, because we feel like our family has grown. I love reading all the comments that everyone has been saying, and just it's fun. So thank you guys for commenting, and keep it up. And we definitely want to start getting you more content. It's been a little bit of a struggle just because of my leg. If there is something that you guys are wanting to see or know about us, or any suggestions, we would love to do that. Comment below. I'm going to definitely be trying to get more videos posted more frequently. Thank you guys for getting us to where we are. We are at church. We are going to take our coffee in. I'm going to hobble in, and we'll see you when we're done.
Bye.
Bye. We had a really good day at church, and the morning went really well. And as soon as we got done with our church service, we were driving home, and unfortunately, Luke had to go into work. That is not usually the normal where he's at work on a Sunday, but he got called into work. So that leaves me and the two mini-me's here. The three of us are gonna do something. I'm excited. Do you guys know why I'm excited today?
Why? Why?
What's a week from today? Do you guys know?
Yes. St. Patrick's Day.
What do you think?
St. Patrick's Day.
They are right. It's St. Patrick's Day. And if you guys remember watching some of our Christmas episodes, holidays here at Camp David are very big, and the reason being is because of one very special person when I was growing up. My grandmother, which I called Granny, and I was very close with, she was huge on holidays. So I'll put a link to some of our videos around Christmas when we were setting up Christmas. I'll put a link to those videos in the description below if you guys want to see. But my grandmother was a huge part of my childhood. She's somebody that is still very near and dear to my heart. I miss her very much. But every holiday was so special, and every holiday she decorated and she had fun with us and all the other grandchildren, and it just made for some really great memories. And I have tried to carry those memories that she passed on to me down to my children. So St. Patrick's Day is actually probably one of the bigger holidays besides Christmas and Easter that we celebrate kind of really big. And the reason being is my grandmother was full-blood Irish, and she made sure that we knew about our Irish heritage and that we were very proud of it. And Luke sometimes teases me that I am not full-blood Irish, but I will tell you I am 1/4 Irish, and even though I only have 1/4 Irish in me, every bit of that is important. And I want these two to be very proud of the little bit of Irish blood that they have running through their veins. But every St. Patrick's Day was fun and special with my grandmother. About a week before, she would decorate the entire house with green or St. Patrick's Day stuff, and then she would plan a huge St. Patrick's Day meal that the entire family, so growing up on the cattle ranch, my uncle and his family lived there, my dad, we lived there, and we were all like close together, so we would all get together for family dinners. So for St. Patrick's Day, Granny would plan this huge family dinner of traditional corned beef, cabbage, potatoes, her soda bread. It's Irish soda bread, but it's a little bit different take than what I've seen some other Irish soda breads, but it's what she made. And from the moment that we woke up in the morning, we would go over to Granny's house and she would have green pancakes, green milk, green butter. Everything was green, and if you didn't wear green on St. Patrick's Day, you got pinched. And she would always talk to us about leprechauns, and just the good old Irish eyes are smiling, and it was just a fun and very exciting day, and she made it super special. And we ate on very special plates that my grandmother actually has now given to me. That is how big Irish is in our house. It's a huge thing that I want to carry on the tradition and how I remember my grandmother that was so special to me. So what we are doing now is I thought now would be a great time for us to get the St. Patrick's Day stuff out and decorate. I have a lot of things from my grandmother, but also I go and get things. So we're gonna decorate our house for St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so let's open up the box. All right, so let's see what we got. Kenya, what did you just say?
It's an unboxing video.
Lincoln and Kenya, you guys can start taking some of the paper out. So let's see what we can find.
Mommy hangs this every year.
This. Oh yeah, there's one of Granny's. So these are two of Granny's little porcelain figurines that she had. They are leprechauns. So these bring back a lot of childhood memories. She had leprechauns all throughout the house. Hang that. So what Lincoln just is unwrapping, one of the many teacups that Granny had. So these are like the Irish plates that go under the coffee or teacup. That's one of the leprechauns I've gotten since you guys were born. Here's another one that I've added to our collection. Oh, we've got another one. Yeah. So this like brings back so many memories. This is one of my grandmother's pieces that was handed down to me, and it's a little Irish girl. Every St. Patrick's Day, my grandmother would get this out, and she would have this setting out on one of her coffee tables. And I remember so many times as a little girl, she would let me go over to it, and I would pick it up, and it's a music box. And so this is just so many memories. So I know that song, it's Irish Eyes Are Smiling, and it's so pretty. And my grandmother would actually sing this to us when she babysat us and she'd put us in bed. She would always sing this as a lullaby to us, and I can literally listen or remember her singing. And she would also always sing To La Rue La Rye to us, and you guys can look that up. But these are just, every holiday when I get my stuff out, there's always a little bit of Granny in there, and it just always reminds me that I always have her in her heart, and I really hope I'm passing a little bit of her down to my kids. But there's so many memories. So these were Granny's.
What's this?
Oh yes.
Litter. Hey.
These are cloth napkins that she had. We have that. Now that we have everything unpacked, we're gonna kind of decorate the house in St. Patrick's Day. So when Luke comes home, everything will be ready and more Irish. That we've kept over the years, and when Kenya was in kindergarten, she had a challenge from her teacher that they had to build leprechaun traps, and leprechauns are very sneaky, and so each student had to build a trap to try and capture the leprechaun. So Kenya built one in kindergarten, and we've saved it ever since, and we now use it as a decoration in our house. So this is Kenya's leprechaun trap that she built in kindergarten. We have kept it ever since.
So this is my tiny little green and gold leprechaun trap. Very nice fencing. It's a little worn down, of course. First, leprechauns, my mom said, are so disobedient, and they don't listen to the rules. A sign that says do not enter. It's so naughty, and he doesn't listen to the rules.
So a leprechaun is gonna go in, right? So once he gets inside, what do we have?
There's a sign that says do not close the door. And of course there had to just be a little tiny table with a pot of gold and his hat on top.
Oh yeah, because leprechauns don't follow directions, he's going to
Close the door.
And then what, Kenya?
And then there is a sign right here. It says do not pull the string.
And there is a string. So what is he going to do? So this string, guys, runs through this little hole here, comes out the outside. And Kenya, we had a little hook right here. And so the string comes around and it's attached to this lever. So Kenya, the sign says do not pull the string, and he's gonna pull the string, and look. He's locked in now.
Can't get out. At least he has his pot of gold here.
Now, of course, the roof would be on, right?
Right. We taped the windows just to be safe.
So all the windows have tape on them so he couldn't get out once he gets trapped inside. That was Kenya's concept when she was in kindergarten of how to trap a leprechaun.
Yeah, and I mean, this bedazzled thing right here, leprechauns couldn't pass it up.
Well, what are leprechauns like? They like what?
Gold and green sparkles.
If you guys were a leprechaun, do you guys think you would see this house and want to go in?
Yeah.
And want to disobey all the rules.
Yeah. Even the roof has gold on it.
Gold coin.
And here you've got a little gold nuggets. So, bravo, Kenya. Now you guys know, if you have any children at home and you want to build a leprechaun trap for fun, just to have a fun craft to do, just know, we can tell them that leprechauns are very mischievous. They like sparkly things, they love gold, and they don't follow directions. So we challenge you at home with your kids to build a leprechaun trap. and let us know how it goes. Decorated for St. Patrick's Day. We've got the house all looking good. Now the kids are gonna help me make a batch of Granny's Irish soda bread. I am not 100% sure that this is a traditional Irish soda bread. It is a sweeter bread, but we have it every year with our Irish dinner, and we're gonna make it a little early this year so the kids can have some to enjoy this week and maybe take it to a few friends as well. I'm gonna post the recipe in the description below. This is just one of many of my Granny's famous recipes that she always made for us growing up. Some of the other ones that were huge were her cinnamon rolls. She was famous for her cinnamon rolls. I will include the link on how to make Granny's cinnamon rolls in the description below as well. And then the other thing that she was famous for was her banana bread, and I did that recipe one year for 4-H for my 4-H project. I won at the county fair grand champion and went to state fair and won grand champion at state fair with her banana bread recipe. Granny was known for her cooking. I spent so much time in the kitchen with her. I'm gonna also put a link to the video that when I made Granny's banana nut bread as well in the description below. We are all ready to make Irish soda bread, and I'm gonna do it over at our kitchen table just because it's a little bit easier for me, and I've got the kids that are gonna help me out. The ingredients that you're gonna need for this recipe are all-purpose flour, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, 3/4 cup butter, buttermilk, and salt. We're gonna start out with 4 cups of flour, and I've gone ahead and put it in our bowl here. The next step is 1 teaspoon baking soda. We're gonna add that to the flour. 1 teaspoon baking powder. This scant teaspoon is just how my grandmother cooked. Sometimes it wasn't always perfect measurement, so I'm gonna show you guys what her scant teaspoon means. So this is a scant teaspoon of salt. So we're gonna add that. Once we have the sugar, the baking soda, baking powder, and salt all in the bowl, I'm gonna take a fork and kind of just mix those ingredients together to make sure that they're all incorporated. Our next ingredient is 1 cup of sugar. We're gonna add that in. And we're gonna also mix this in with a fork. Once we have all the dry ingredients incorporated, we are gonna take 3/4 cup butter, and I've cut it into chunks, and we are going to, they call cut the butter into the flour mixture. We use one of these tools. If you don't have one of these tools, you can totally use a fork and do it, but this is what I use to cut the butter into the dry ingredient mixture. So let's add our butter. Kenya is gonna be my camera girl. And so guys, we're just gonna cut the butter in. And you wanna do this, guys, until it's incorporated throughout the whole mixture, okay? That is cutting the butter in. So what you need to do after you cut the butter in is to go ahead and add your buttermilk. And what you wanna do is measure out 1 1/3 cup buttermilk first, but don't pour the whole mixture in. You have 1 1/3 cup buttermilk measured out. As you're adding it to the mixture, you only add 1/3 cup at a time, and we add it into the mixture. So you may not end up using the whole 1 1/3 cup. It kinda, you have to, it's one of these things again with Granny's recipe, you just have to see the consistency of the dough, and once you get that, you stop. So we're gonna do 1/3 cup at a time. Go ahead and pour that in, Lincoln. We're gonna mix it in 1/3 cup at a time until our dough starts to get the right consistency. We're starting to get to the consistency that I'm familiar with. This, once again, I did this with Granny, so I know the consistency of the kind of dough that you want, and you kind of want it to be a sticky dough. You don't want it to be too dry. We keep adding 1/3 cup of buttermilk at a time until I get the consistency of the dough that I want. And we started out with 1 1/3 cups. It actually came out to about almost 2 cups of buttermilk. The dough is a sticky dough. So this is the consistency that you're looking for. And you don't want to be rough when mixing it because it will be tough if you do that. I've got doughy fingers. Now that we've got our dough to the consistency that we want it, the next thing you want to do is take a regular size cookie sheet, and I've lined mine with parchment paper. We're going to divide the dough in half and make 2 separate loaves of the dough. So we're going to divide the dough in half, kind of form a nice shaped loaf. We've got it divided into 2 loaves, and I hope I have spread them apart far enough, because they do have a tendency to expand out. The last thing that we do before putting these in the oven is we take a pair of scissors and we are going to cut an X. This and this. The last step is to put this in a 350-degree oven for 45 minutes. I would check on it after about 30 minutes. Because I am on crutches, I can't carry stuff. So Lincoln and Kenya, with wonderful teamwork, we're gonna get this in an oven. Lincoln is going to put it in our 350-degree oven for 45 minutes. Go ahead, guys. Woo! There you go.
Close, close.
I'm gonna set the timer for 45 minutes. It's done when you can stick a toothpick in the center and it comes out clean. This is the joy of cooking. And my grandmother all the time when I was little would always let me eat some of the dough. This dough, guys, is totally fine for them to eat raw. There's no raw eggs in it. I told them to start cleaning up and to help me. And this is what I find when I turn around. What are you guys doing?
Oh, eating the dough.
Is it good? Yeah. So you guys are goofballs. All right, can you guys clean up for me?
Yeah, I'm cleaning up.
All right, cool. We're coming up on 45 minutes, and I'm gonna have Kenya pull the Irish soda bread out of the oven, and we're gonna see if it's done. Yeah. All right, guys. This is perfect. So we're just gonna, it comes out clean. It springs back when we push on it. See how it springs back? So I am going to call that done. So just a couple things on the recipe that I'm gonna change below. The recipe is gonna say to start with 1 1/3 cups buttermilk, and you add it 1/3 cup at a time. And I actually ended up today, it took me 2 cups of buttermilk. But once again in the video, go back and just look at how the consistency of my dough was. Also, the last thing I forgot to do is before you put the bread in the oven, you sprinkle sugar on top of it. The kids are almost ready to go to bed. Luke came back from work. We're glad to have him back. We're gonna let the kids have a nice warm piece of Irish soda bread before they go to bed. All right, are you guys ready for some nice, fresh, warm soda bread? Yeah. Cut this in half. Goes to Kenya. And 1 goes to Lincoln.
It's sweet, just like the batter.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and thanks for watching.